All right, so in our last explainer, we watched Hatim snag the first key for the Door of Time. But, his quest is far from over. The next key, well, it's not guarded by your typical monsters. Nope, this one's protected by illusions, tricks of the mind designed to shatter your sanity. So today, we are diving deep into that second trial, a test of perception, willpower, and honestly, just staying sane. So Hatim and his buddy Hobo step into this strange new realm, fresh off their last win. But right away, something's off. Hobo gets hit with this really bizarre sickness, and before they can even figure out what's going on, bam, their first test pops up. And this puzzle, it's really gonna set the tone for the mind games to come. So their first big hurdle is this weird-looking box with 4 chambers. At first glance, you think, okay, simple lock and key thing, right? Wrong. Turns out, each chamber has its own nasty little surprise waiting. This isn't just a test of wits, it's a full-on trap. Yeah, so every chamber is basically a dead end. The first one zaps him with a powerful shock. The second one, it unleashes a demon that Hatim has to fight off. And the third, well, it's just empty. Nothing. So he pretty quickly figures out this isn't about trial and error. He has to think outside the box, literally. He draws his bow and aims for the one spot he hasn't tried, the dead center, right where all 4 chambers meet. And what do you know? The box opens, but inside, there's no weapon, no treasure, just a single magical grape. But this grape instantly cures Hobo. See, this first trial was never about brute strength. It was a test of perception. Hatim had to look past the obvious choices. And that whole theme of perception, it's about to get pushed to the absolute limit. So, with Hobo back on his feet, they press on, only to stumble into a place that is way, way more dangerous, the world of lost dreams. And here, the rules of reality, they don't just bend, they completely shatter. In this absolutely bizarre realm, every single thought you have, every fear, every desire, it instantly becomes real. Hatim and Hobo are just horrified when they realize they can hear each other's thoughts, like their internal monologues are being broadcast out loud. They've walked into a place with 0 secrets, where your own mind can be used as a weapon against you. Of course, Hobo, always the opportunist, immediately thinks of a huge feast. And poof, there it is. But the second he reaches for it, it all turns to dust. Then, a vision of Jasmine, Hatim's love, appears. He runs toward her, but she just vanishes like a mirage. This world is just a special kind of cruel, It gives you exactly what you want, just so it can snatch it away. All their confusion attracts the master of this place, this powerful being named Akash. He thinks their struggles are kind of funny, but he's not just playing around. He decides to put Hatim through the ultimate test, trapping both him and Hobo in this shared, custom-built nightmare designed to just completely break them. Akash creates this absolutely brutal and deeply personal illusion. In this nightmare vision, Hatim is forced to watch as Jasmine is captured and gruesomely turned into a mummy. All of his closest friends are killed off one by one. Hobo gets tricked into accidentally killing a king and is branded a murderer. And then the final blow, Hatim's own people, the people of Yemen, turn on him, screaming that he's the cause of all their destruction. It's a vision of total, absolute failure. And the nightmare, it's so convincing, so devastating that Hobo just completely breaks. He is pushed right to the edge, believing every second of this tragedy is real, and that it's all their fault. He turns to Hatim and says there's just no point living anymore. So as Hobo is leading him to a well to end it all, something makes Hatim just stop in his tracks. The well, the trees, the kids playing nearby. He's seen this exact scene before. Not in Yemen, not in real life, but in his own dreams as a kid. And in that one moment, you can almost feel the illusions start to crack. He knows he's in a dream, and he can prove it. He tells Hobo, watch the children. He predicts that they're going to jump into the well and just disappear. And a second later, that's exactly what they do. With that single prediction, he exposes the entire illusion for what it is. Akash's nightmare just shatters, and the world dissolves around them. Akash comes back, but he's not angry. He's actually impressed. He respects Hatim's mental strength, and he admits that he's passed the trial of despair. So, as a reward, he leads him to the final puzzle, the one guarding that second key. So this is it, the final challenge for key number 2. There's one locked box and a giant pile of hundreds, maybe thousands of keys. And the rules are absolutely brutal. Hatim gets 3 guesses. If he can't find the right key in 3 tries, he and Hobo are trapped in this world of illusions forever. Man, the pressure is on. Hatim picks his first key. He puts it in the lock, and nothing. It doesn't turn. One chance, gone. Okay, he tries a second key. That one fails too. But this time, it gets stuck, trapping Hobo's hand in the lock. They're frantically trying to pull him free. I mean, the whole situation is just dire. 2 failures, only 1 shot left. It all comes down to this. 1 final attempt. With hundreds of keys still in the pile and the threat of being locked up in his own mind forever, it just seems like an impossible game of chance. How can he possibly pull this off? And in a moment of just pure frustration, Hatim gives up. He just throws the whole pile of keys on the ground. But they don't just scatter everywhere. They fall into this perfect, intricate pattern. And then it clicks. He understands. The puzzle was never about finding one right key. It was about seeing how all the keys fit together to make a single solution. They work fast, arranging all the keys into the pattern, and as the very last one clicks into place, they all magically fuse together, forming one big ornate master key. So now, armed with the true key, the one made from all the others, Hatim walks up to the box. This is it, the culmination of this whole insane trial, his final attempt. He puts the key in the lock. It turns smoothly. With this really satisfying click, the lock opens. And inside is his prize, the second key for the door of time. He has officially conquered the world of illusions. This whole ordeal, it really shows us where Hatim's true strength lies. It's not just his skill with a sword, it's the sheer resilience of his mind. He faced his deepest fears made real, and he came out on top. But that brings up a really chilling question, doesn't it? After defeating an enemy who could literally control reality itself, what kind of physical threat could possibly stand in his way on the road to the third key?